friends, fans, fellow fantasy footballers. Welcome back to week 2 of season 4 of year 5 of the rsffl Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
Tommy. And John.
Let's get right into things. Tommy, you move those scores, baby.
Okay. Last week's scores. Game number 1, we have the University versus Wilson and Sons. University takes that, moves to 2-0, most points scored in the league.
Nice job to them. I'd like to say that we all picked that one correctly last week. So good job to all of us as well.
Yeah. Then we have Cereal Boys versus Taiwanese Dingleberries.
Yeah.
Dingleberries kind of fucked on them.
This is just not how that game was supposed to go.
No, Derrick Henry with a fat 47 made a big difference for this team. But I'd like to say that I did pick the Dingleberries to win this week, so I'll mark that down on my perfect pick sheet.
Mm-hmm. I didn't pick them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, I don't think it really counts. If Derrick Henry just scores 0 points, Dan wins.
That's true. That's true.
So, it's like you didn't even win at all.
Yeah.
I'll renounce the win.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good.
All right. Third game, Concentration Campers versus the Marauders. Marauders just had a terrible week.
Yep.
As usual.
We're right back to hating, man. We
Yeah.
said this last week. We're going to pick you, man. We believe in you this week. And then you put up 97. How are we supposed to stay on your side after that?
You're on our least favorite team list again, and I'd like to say that I called that one as a tie, so I'll take my half a point for that one.
Yeah. Connor, I got nothing good to say about you.
Wow.
You're putting up another 90 this week, Connor.
You
All right?
better.
And stop trying to offload CEH because nobody wants him.
Next up, we have the Wizzies versus Craven Moorhead. Craven Moorhead just squeaks by with the Monday night game.
Yeah.
Sunday night game?
That was
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Lamar Jackson pulling in it, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say? I think we all picked Frank that, right?
I picked Enzo.
I picked Frank.
You picked Frank. Yeah, we took that. I was right. I think I know this sport pretty well, guys, and I know who's winning every week now at this point.
Next up, we have the RSL game of the week, which was the Agency versus me and my JJ.
Dude's rivalry.
Dude's rivalry, one that we always love and we're waiting for again in week 10. Listen, we knew that this was going to happen. We all picked Christian, and it was for one specific reason. Somebody, I'm not going to name names, didn't move his brother into school.
Piece of shit.
What a piece of shit. And so I think that was the world's way of telling him next year,
Basic
make sure you move him in.
Yeah. Now the Agency sits at 0-2 and right on the cusp of being in the shit zone.
Oof.
Scored the third highest points this week, but just a shit team.
Yeah, I think that was the universe again letting him score that much just to make it hurt a little bit more for him.
Because there was the slight chance, maybe I could do it.
Yeah.
There was never a chance.
Yeah, so we should see him back on Earth next week, putting up another 98.
Yep.
Oof.
All right. So perfect picks this week. I went 4.5 for 5. I'm basically there's a reason that I'm on this podcast. I know football. My good commissioner over here, he put up 3 for 5. I mean, still positive.
Yeah.
And then the personality put up 2.25. Yeah, so that was something right there. But let's get into next week's matchups. We've got, starting off strong, Cereal Boys versus me and my JJ. Listen, Christian had a good week last week. A bunch of guys performed on his team. He put up what, the highest or the second highest?
Second highest.
Second highest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he should be nervous because he has to face now the Cereal Boys with what should be a healthy Saquon. This is the 3rd week. They've eased him in nicely. He proved he can run with a 41-yard rush last week. And I think this is going to be his week. I've got a lot of good matchups coming up. And I'm going to have to go with myself. The Cereal Boys are taking this.
I think it's Saquon's week this week.
Yeah.
It's about time he gets into his mid-season form here.
Yeah.
It's make or break for him. If he doesn't do it this week, I fear for his starting position for the Cereal Boys. I still think the Cereal Boys win because I don't like Christian.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really sold on Saquon yet. I think Saquon's gonna put up another burger of a game. I think Kyler returns to normal. Probably like not that many. I don't see Dan's team doing too well this week. Probably like 70 points. But Christian's team is dog shit. So I'm picking the Cereal Bowl.
Okay, good.
Woo! All right.
My heart
Yeah.
fell.
Good take. Yeah. Anyway, let's go into one of my favorite games of the week, but not the actual game of the week. It's gonna be, Taiwanese Dingleberries, probably my favorite team in the league, versus a team that I've spoken very highly of, Craven Moorhead. Both teams had a great week last week. We saw Lamar Jackson clutch it out with what seemed like an overperformance. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, so that made a big difference for him. But on Dingleberry's side, Derrick Henry put up 47.
That's going to be his mid-season low. That's his season low.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to bring it to.
Okay.
That should be the bare minimum of what he can do every single week. So, that being said, I'm going to give it to the Dingleberries.
I'm going to have to go with the Bears, too. Henry, he won't put up 47 this week. He'll put up 60 this week.
Yep.
And he'll continue to exponentially grow throughout the season. That's why we picked him 4th overall.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the Dingleberries. I don't think there's a chance in hell that Frank wins this week. I expected better. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. With that being said, if those 2 picks are correct that we just made, it's going to be the first time in podcast history that the 3 of us go positive at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'd like to see that happen. Next up, we have the Agency versus the Concentration Campers, a game that nobody wants to watch, and it's probably going to go one of 2 ways. Either Will puts up 65 points or Will puts up 70 points. Either way, he's losing this week. The Campers are winning.
This is the Agency's most important game. They need a win out of this. They cannot go 0-3. They go 0-3, man. Their playoff is right down the toilet. They're
Yep.
just playing to not be last
Yep.
in these points. I want to root for this guy, but it's very hard to.
I know.
I'm just going to pick him anyway. The Agency wins this week.
Nice.
Yeah. Listen, Will's team should work. He put up a lot of teams last week, a lot of points. Not a lot of teams. He has 1 team.
Yeah.
Put up a lot of points last week. Still lost to Christian. It's just when you have a bad manager like that, when you have someone that just doesn't know football,
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard to win games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Jason Garrett for the Cowboys a couple years back. He had all the talent, none of the brains.
All cock, no ball.
Yeah. I was
Can't finish.
can't finish.
Will's just not a closer. Campers take it by 40.
Wow.
Wow.
Good take.
Big. Okay.
Next up, we've got fucking the Wizzies. Interesting team this year versus whatever Matt's team is, Wilson and Sons. Just a shit name. We're going to say it every week. It's a bad name. This is a tough one. Wizzies performing pretty average. Sort of what I expected them to do. They've got, running back 1 on that team to be consistent for them. So you always can count on him to put something up for this guy. Wilson and Sons, kind of a dog shit team. He won't give me Darren Waller, and that's a mistake on his part. So I'm going to have to go with the Wizzies, because fuck you, Matt. Give me Darren Waller.
Now, I might get a lot of boos and a lot of shit for this, but I'm the Wilson and Sons #1 fan. I love their team. I love what they bring to the league. I know he's in Ohio. That just sucks for him.
Yeah.
But I really like Wilson and Sons this week, so we're picking Wilson and Sons.
It's the Wiz. I'm not picking Matt. I'm picking Enzo. I'm a big Enzo fan.
Wilson and Sons is starting Gronk in the flex this week.
Yeah, that's big news for Wilson and Sons. As of now, Gronk is in that flex position. He has till Sunday to change that. It's a decision that he didn't make. For 2 weeks in a row. Gronk put up 20-something, 2 weeks in a row. After the first week, I thought, this guy probably should put Gronk in the flex. I think we're seeing him sort of come out of his shell. Tom Brady, with Tom Brady, Gronk is an option. Without Tom Brady, he's nothing. But he's got Tom Brady, so put him in the flex. Now it's week 3, and now he decides to do it.
Definitely not the right time.
No, you can't. He's not going to do it 3 times in a row.
No
I've never
way.
seen anyone do it 3 times in a row.
No way.
No. So Matt, think about that. But anyway, game of the week. It's time for the game of the week. The University versus the Marauders. University is hot right now, steaming hot. 2-0, highest points in the league. Yep. Versus the Marauders, who are coming off one of the worst losses I have seen in a long time. I mean, it's obvious to all of us that the University is going to take it this week. And I hate to say it, Tommy, but I'm on your side again. So go 3-0, baby.
Last week, I picked the Marauders.
Yeah.
Thinking, like, why would I bet against them?
Yeah.
You know, they keep throwing it in my face that they're a good team. But after last week, 97 points, man, I just can't bring myself to pick them over the University. When they're the only 2-0 team and the highest points team, I gotta pick the University this week.
Yep.
Baby lungs.
Sorry. I was just busy smoking the Marauders pack.
Oh, shit.
You're getting fucking creamed.
Whoa.
Your team sucks. You suck. Cowboys suck.
Cowboys. That's not an RSL team.
Oh, my bad. I was looking at the wrong chart. Get fucked.
Yep. All right. Anyway, that brings us into the shit zone this week. Frank and Connor, you guys are right there next to each other at 231 and 232 respectively. Guys, you're fighting for your lives right now. You've got some tough decisions to make this week, who to start, who not to start. Try to get your claw your way out of here. I hate to say it, but I'm down there again at 240. A little bit of room, but not much. That's not going to last long. I mean, it's going to be a 160-point week for Dan. And then Will.
That's a little low, I think.
All right, so 180? 180, yeah.
Yeah.
Will, you're the honorable mention this week at 245, right there with me, buddy. But I don't think you could continue this momentum from last week. So look out, because you might end up at the bottom next week.
I think this may be the first time the Marauders are in the shit zone, which is scary.
Yeah, that is scary. And it might be likely that they stay there.
If it happened to him, it could happen to anyone.
Yeah. So be nervous, guys. It's only week 2.
Especially you, Enzo.
2 bad weeks and you're right down there. Anyway, trade talks this week, folks. A couple trades happened. One actually happened last week, right after the podcast, but we've decided to include it this week anyway. That was Logan Thomas and Melvin Gordon. I traded those 2 away to the concentration campers. In return, I received Mark Andrews. Now, I had a little bit of running back depth on my team with Gordon. He had a great week 1 with a 70-yard touchdown. And Logan, just sort of a unknown situation right now at the tight end position. So I'm like, well, while they're high on Gordon, let's get rid of him. Let's push him out. And in return, get a more consistent tight end with Mark Andrews, who I know can put up, 10, 11 points a week for me. And I don't have to be too worried. Yeah, I think that worked out a little bit in my favor this week. Logan put up 9, Melvin Gordon put up like 8, so he came back to earth. And Mark Andrews put up almost 11. So
yeah, I feel like Andrews is definitely a good starting tight end.
Yeah,
like there's the 3 juggernauts.
There's
right?
the 3 jugs, and he's like, 4 or 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with Pitts there. So next up. We had a trade that just happened today, actually. It was Jamar Chase, who Will traded away. In return, got Leonard Fournette from Matt.
Lenny Fortnite made his way over to the agency.
Yeah, listen, I think Matt wins this. I think Jamar Chase is the better option here. But Will is struggling in that running back depth.
Needed to add to his running back room. I believe that's what he was thinking.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
It's fine. It's an okay trade.
He wasn't going to start Jamar Chase, I don't think.
Yeah, he's benched him 2 weeks in a row. But Jamar Chase has been performing a little bit recently.
Yeah.
So if he keeps that up, well, that could have been a mistake. Yeah. What else we got? I think we're going to go into our special segment this week. Our good friend Chris Pratt has prepared a little bit of a show for us. Chris, bring us over to Keeping Up with Cam Newton.
I'm homeless. Will work for food, need money. Either way, it's touche. It's like how you feel about it. I want to ask you a question. Ooh. Ooh.
Welcome back. Thank you for that great segment. And let's get into some of the decisions this week that paid off and some of these big player of the week options. We already spoke about it a little bit with the no Gronk and the flex last week.
Bad managerial decision.
Yeah, bad decision. I think we're going to give that the worst managerial decision. Matt, I don't know who told you can't start a tight end in your flex.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Why not start Gronk after that first monster game?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
But he's doing it. He's doing it this week, which is going to be the worst managerial decision.
That's
this
bad.
week. Yeah.
Now it's bad.
Now it's bad.
Last week it would have been good.
Yeah.
Now it's bad.
Now it's bad. So Matt, that's worst managerial decisions last week and going into this week. Now we have the player of the game, player of the week, whatever we want to call it, and that's going to go to Lamar Jackson, clutching out a really tough dub for Craven Moorhead last week. It was that Sunday night game. He had one guy playing. Enzo was wrapped up, and he said, "There's no way." I was with him at the time. We're at this festival, and he said, "There's no way." Lamar Jackson puts up 30, I think it was 30 to beat him when he needed. And lo and behold, we're sitting there watching the Smashing Pumpkins, and the touchdowns start rolling in.
Yeah, Lamar did great for the Craven Moorhead. I just want to give an honorable mention to my boy fucking Derek Lamar Henry Jr.
Yeah.
I love you. I think about you every night. I was gonna get a nice crown for this podcast, but I couldn't make it to Burger King in Newark. It's fucking dangerous here.
Yeah, I mean, that was a guy who basically won the game for his team. If he put up, normal 18 there, you guys basically lose. So
Yeah, probably.
right, I think it's like close enough like that. So another guy who won his team.
Yeah, definitely.
The week. So honorable mention right there. Question of the week for everyone. If you were to recruit a player on your team to help you out and murder somebody and get away with it, who are you recruiting?
Okay, so I want to pick someone to murder here first.
Okay.
And I'll definitely pick Rodgers again.
Yep.
And it depends on how I want to do it. Like if I want to go straight up brute force, or if I want to be like, what do you call it, surgical with it.
Yeah.
Surgically, I'd pick Rodrigo. I feel like he's very smart. He's a very sharp guy. He's a kicker, so when he's not kicking, he's probably studying on how to kill somebody.
Yeah.
I would think.
Well, especially the way that guy looks.
Yeah, I think we definitely get Rodgers, drive him to like in the middle of Kansas, get rid of him, bury him 12 feet under.
Yep.
And put animal remains 6 feet under on top of them. So like the bomb dogs or whatever just sniff the animal remains, and Rodgers won't be found there because they'll just think, oh, it's just a dead deer or something. And then if I want to do brute force, I'd definitely pick Henry.
Yeah, that's a big man, big scary man.
And just make a mess.
Yeah. Nice. Tommy?
The plans that I have would require a lot more than one person.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with the entire Bills defense.
Still my bit. Hold on, I gotta think of a new person.
Listen, I could raise them to be a nice militia, take over the NJIT campus. That's probably bad to say. Take over some campus somewhere else
In Newark.
in some undisclosed area of the world, and then just rain hellfire.
A couple murders.
More than a couple.
Okay. Mass homicide.
All right, good choices.
Genocide.
Oh, all right, yeah. Now I came at it with a different approach because he just stole the whole usage of a defense. They're football players, and what they have access to is something called a lot of money and good lawyers.
Okay.
Now, who's somebody who can kill somebody and make it look like an accident? And that's going to be my good friend Saquon Barkley. Now he's got these big thighs on him, all right, and let's just say he happens to be having sex with somebody. And
that's crazy.
And they have a little bit of a kink there that they like to be, wrapped up in his thighs. Snap that neck. We call in the lawyers. Get away scot-free.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
That's crazy because once you said Saquon Barkley, I was like, what if and then the thigh thing?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I think I know where he's going with this. I know exactly where.
Yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page. Just a really smart way to murder somebody. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap up the podcast this week. No Commissioner Corner this week, no news. So Tommy, bring us to the sponsors.
Right. This week, the RSL podcast is happy to be sponsored by Jumpin' Jehoshaphat's Jelly Jock Straps.
Oh, thank you, Jelly Jock.
I'm wearing a pair right now. Later on, I will probably eat them. That's the purpose. They're edible undergarments. So, thank you to them. They're very comfortable, very delicious.
Saquon would probably use that.
He could. We'll plan it so that it looks like they were having sex.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining us for week 2, year 4, season 5. No, week 2, season 4, year 5 of the rsffl Fantasy Football Podcast. It's been Dan, Tommy, and John. We'll see you all next week.
Bye-bye.